Welcome back, everyone. 1:55 right now. I'm joined by our very own Tia Ewing, ahead of a very special report that you've been working on that's airing tonight. It's about prostitution.
Yes, it is.
There have been several instances where we've kind of staked out in like around Midway Airport, and I've seen those in the past. Did you kind of use that as your jumping point to then do this?
No, so in this situation, starting in the summer, in July specifically, we started getting floods of emails about prostitutes on the street. And so in the videos and the pictures, these women were naked, absolutely naked, just wearing high heels in most cases. And at first I thought, well, this can't be real, right? Like this can't be happening on Chicago streets and nobody's doing anything about it. And so then we started to dig deeper, and we realized there was a deeper problem here, and that in fact, the sheriff, he said when he first saw the videos and the pictures, he didn't believe it either. So residents really banded together. They started with us, the media. They tried to go to city officials. They were not heard. And so we started covering their stories. They held a press conference in the summer. We covered that. And then we then received a message, a statement from one of the alder people who said that he was working along with Cook County Sheriff's Police to try to, erase some of this issue in the community, which again, it was happening right near Midway Airport, 47th to 50th and South Cicero Avenue. So we wanted to see, was this true? Because as you know, people put stuff in statements all the time to the media, and let's see if it's real. So we contacted the Sheriff's Department, and they said, yes, we are doing sting operations. Here's the next time we're doing one, and we say, yeah, we'd like to come along. So on our journey, if you will, with the Cook County Sheriff's Police, you see them use their undercover officers as the prostitutes, that's who they pose as, and you see them reel in all of these men coming straight off of Cicero Avenue. So if you've been in that area, you know it is a very busy stretch, always busy in that area. But the problem here is not just the prostitution, the problem is that it's seeping into the neighborhood. So you see prostitutes, if you're looking out your front window at 5 o'clock in the morning, you see sex acts.
Or you're raising your children in that area and what they're seeing.
And they're walking by seeing it. So that's why we wanted to get on the case and see what is really being done about it. At this point, I guess the good news here, hearing from the community, since these sting operations have happened, we've seen a decline of prostitutes showing up there, pimps showing up there. So as of right now, the community is saying that they're prostitution free. So our job now as the media is to stay on the case, because what residents have told us, as it warms up, that's when the block is hot again. And so right now it would make sense that the prostitutes would find somewhere else to go, because it's too cold to be standing on the street naked.
And when you were with the sheriff's office or sheriff's patrol, did they talk about some other hot areas?
They did talk about a few other hot areas that they've actually been able to fix. There was a stretch along Roosevelt Road that used to be horrible back in the day. They were able to get in there and fix that. There was a stretch that we covered not too long ago on the south side in David Moore's ward. Absolutely horrible. That's been, at least to our knowledge so far, staying in touch with the alder people there, Alderman Moore, that has been repaired. So this has been kind of like the one area where this has existed for well over a decade. They show up, they leave, they show up, they leave. So I think it's safe to say now that people know that we're watching, the police are watching, and I think that this will be a situation where they will have to continue to patrol. So this isn't just a one-off where they, have a sting there for a couple of weeks and that's it. They're going to continue to patrol and watch the area.
One of the things I find intriguing, if you will, about stings, prostitution stings, is seeing the vast variety of people that are picked up in these stings, the walks of life that they come from to go to these spots.
We saw that, and in one case, a guy said that he needed to call his wife. I don't know what he told his wife on the other end, but in this situation, what happens is you're handcuffed. You're not taken to jail or anything like that. You're handcuffed, your car is searched. Now, if you have drugs in your car, an illegal gun in your car, yes, you are going to jail. Otherwise, your car is then towed away, it's then impounded, and then you are cited for the tow. You have to pay to get the car out because it's towed, the tow fees if you leave it there a few days, and then you're cited for solicitation. So in all, just stopping to have a conversation about a sex act with a prostitute, you are probably spending about $2,000 for that situation.
And did they, or could you, whether they told you or could you see with your own eyes, like the moment it became not just a conversation, but now there is a criminal
yeah.
act.
Oh yeah, we could hear it over the walkie-talkie when it happened. We interviewed one John. You'll see it tonight. We're going to air this story first at 4 on Fox 32 Chicago. That will be where you can first see it. If you got to get home to watch your TV, you can see it at 9. But we ended up having a conversation with a John who was a livery driver in the area, who was waiting on clients. He says that he was not out there soliciting and looking for a prostitute. But you know, we've done this before, and police will tell you they hear all kinds of stories. We have too. So I mean, that was his statement, is that, you know, nothing happened. You know, I wasn't looking for a prostitute, but we were there. It's safe to say he was looking for a prostitute. So, and there were situations where someone was put in handcuffs. They had a child seat in the back, you know, so let's hope that they didn't have to pick up little Johnny that day, because they probably didn't make it. So yeah, it's crazy, you know, the lengths that people will go to do this. You know, this is on a busy street, not even a block away our homes. So they're literally meeting them on this busy street, weaving into the homes. They're in alleys, they're in backyards. This stuff is really dangerous and crazy.
And there's so many things that are then left behind. I remember in some of that video from Midway, I mean, the trash, we'll say trash, that's left behind.
Literally, and kids are out there playing. And so we did get video of families, you know, walking the streets while this is going on. So yeah, we'll have it 4 o'clock on Fox 32 Chicago, 9 o'clock on Fox 32 Chicago, or you can watch it on our website, fox32chicago.com, and of course, Fox Local.
Okay, Tia, we are definitely going to be tuning in for those. Yeah, you've had a lot of big stories this week, so thank you for taking time to tell us about this special report coming up tonight. Let's take a quick break, everyone, and we're going to get to some very intriguing images that people have been waiting on from NASA next.